Man, welcome in. I gotta adjust my chair.
Hello.
So let's see here. I apologize for being a few minutes late. That's the story of my life. I am never early. Sometimes I'm on time. Most of the time I'm 5 minutes late. But anyway, I'm just going to give a brief I'm going to give a brief introduction. Okay, now just turn the camera around, right?
Oh, I'm big.
Dear God, not very good at this. Okay. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay. Okay. Okay, good. So I want to give a brief explanation as to why we're doing this live. So this is Amy, Texas mom, who's a friend of mine, a mod of mine, and a friend as well. And our small group of friends has followed Amy's decision 1 year ago, a little over 1 year ago, to check into rehab and start her journey to become sober. And so if you follow her in her TikTok account, she has celebrated the milestones, days, months, and talked about it openly. It's very important to her. I think I've mentioned before that none of our group of friends knew that Amy had an addiction to alcohol. And she put in the work, she put in the time, and she did it. And we celebrated her 1 year last week. What was the date, Amy?
5:15.
Okay. 5/15.
Mm-hmm.
Later that day, Dani, who had been live, put up a video celebrating her 1 year of being clean. And, we overlook a lot that these drama twins do. Some things strike us as especially offensive, other things don't. But that struck Amy, who is very quiet and shy, and her circle of friends. It struck us as being particularly offensive because Dani was aware of Amy's journey. Amy was a mod for a short period of time for Dani and had discussions with Dani about her journey. And I think one of the strongest attributes of Amy's journey is that she doesn't expect anyone around her to change or refrain from talking about drinking or drinking. And she was that way with Dani as well. And so when Dani, the same day, made this video, it was especially offensive. And I spoke up about it. I tried to go in Dani's box to explain to her why it was offensive, like why Dani is being questioned. And Dani did think about it. She thought about it and ultimately decided not to. So I just made a video explaining, a respectful video. Since then, Dani has continued to spew some lies about Amy this time, and Amy being a snake, and some other things which were factually incorrect. And again, it struck our group as offensive. And that's what this live is all about. We're not going to show everything. I've shown some screenshots of their text conversation already. We actually prepared for this. We went through screenshots to only dispute the things that Dani said. And trust me, Amy has more about her employment. Gabby, Mimi, we're not here to tell all is probably a bad choice of words, because that's not why we're here. And we're here to dispute the things that Dani has said. And so with that, I'm going to let Amy talk, but I think what I have sorted through, Dani saying that Amy is not sober is one. Dani saying that Dani is sober is another. Dani saying that Amy takes Xanax is three. Dani saying that Amy initiated this weird role play of asking Dani to be her daughter in this weird relationship. That's four. That happened, but it really was at Dani's initiation. And five, what is five? Five is to show that there indeed is some skits behind the scene that Dani lies about and sets up for sympathy. So that's my agenda, and the screenshots that I'm prepared to show. And we'll just take it on the fly here. Amy's welcome to share whatever she wants to share, and we'll pull our receipts.
Thank you, Pink. I do want to start off by saying that I started modding for Dani. This was back whenever she was living with Mimi, and everyone at that time, majority of people were thinking that she was changing for the better and were supporting her. Contrary to what is being posted on other platforms right now, I did not watch Dani that much before that. I knew of her. If I watched out of the two, it was more so I watched Gabby. But I had every intention to help Dani. I tried to. And I walked away quietly for several reasons. But I had never had any intention at all to say anything about Dani at all. I just walked away. And months later, I celebrate my 1 year, and Pink brought me up into her box, and everyone was congratulating me. And a few hours later, she claimed to be sober the same exact date. And I know that that might sound juvenile or something, I don't know if that's the right word, but it means a lot to me. So it was a personal thing that she did. And that's how I took it. So had that not have happened, and had she not continued to run her mouth, I would have walked away. This is not for any kind of attention or anything like that. My platform is built on, um, I mean, it's just a lot of random stuff, but mainly it's about helping people with in sobriety. So, and sharing my experience to help others. So I did take that as it was a personal jab to me. Um, and I think, a lot of us saw that Dani did try to better herself. But as you can tell in the past couple of days, not much has changed. So that's really like what I wanted to get out there because I did fly under the radar. I wasn't really a super active mod, I would say, for her, but we did talk a lot off the app. So, and then just it was a lot. And I tried and I just I couldn't do it. So, um, but yeah, I'm not the type of person to throw someone under the bus for attention or anything like that. That's not, I don't do that. So I wanted that to be clear because I do see things circulating around that are false about me. And, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. It's fine. But I just want to say that that is not who I am. So I had nothing, I had good intentions and I stick by that. So that's when screenshots and proof will start coming in to back up what people might think or Dani, what she's saying is a lie about me. So I guess we can kind of get into it. Oh, you're muted, Pink.
Thank you. Let's
Mhm.
start off with the most important, the three different things that she proclaimed: that she's sober, you're not, and you take Xanax. And the one thing I didn't get to do is, hang on a second. The one thing I didn't get to do is put the messages in chronological or date order. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, maybe Amy can. So this
Oh.
one, I'm just meaning to show you. You fell asleep. This is Friday, January 3rd. Dani says, oh, wait. Oopsie. Oh, okay. The very last sentence. I got drunk last night. So really that was, I mean, it does have the "Are you there, Mom?" But I have a whole series of texts about that. She played along with it. And when we get to that, she'll explain more. It is weird. It is weird. And Dani does have, and I'm not bashing her. She has this, I don't know, from what I've seen her, she has some mommy issues, and it is weird. Amy played
Mm-hmm.
along. It is weird. But the only
Yeah.
reason we're bringing it up is because Dani made this story that's what Amy wanted to do. And
Mm-hmm.
she has admitted it. That's a good. But I brought this up, this one, Amy, is because the last sentence, I got drunk last night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's a good point. I want to touch on that, the whole mom thing. She told me that
Why don't do you mind just waiting till we'll do that next? I just want to go through
yeah,
these because I don't want to leave them up on the screen too long.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, true.
So here's another one. Amy's giving her some advice. Um, Clearly, Amy is not encouraging her or saying that she's addicted to it. This screenshot, again, I apologize if these are out of chronological order, but Amy was trying to remove herself in the top here, not being triggered in her sobriety, and that's it. That's it. I really don't want to show that bottle, but there you go. It to me, it is nothing more than disrespectful of Dani, honestly, to keep going to Amy with questions about narcotics and alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Amy is clearly trying to steer her towards non-addictive things.
Yeah.
This one, the last.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the last one of that. So I don't, Amy, do you have any comments just about your
Oh,
interaction with
yeah.
Dani and narcotics and alcohol?
Yeah, I mean, I would just try and point her like in the right direction of a different alternative. Um, but then, well, I mean, this is kind of uncomfortable. Sorry, I'm reading the comments, but I would try and point her in like a different direction as far as stuff like that. And um, I don't know. I did feel like I would distance myself whenever she would talk about like drinking and stuff like that because I don't really get triggered that much, but there are times where I do, and I will say something. So just like I did in
In that
there.
screenshot.
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay. Let's jump into
One
the
second.
mother issue. And if Dani's in here watching, that is absolutely fine. You think I should turn comments off?
Probably for a minute. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be safest anyway.
Yeah. This is out of my,
Comfort zone.
yeah.
I know. I know.
Oh, man.
Okay. So we've got a series, and I'm not going to dwell on them. Well, I'm sure there is going to be replays, so you can slow down and read. Again, I'm just pulling a sample of all the times that they did this little role play thing. And well, let me ask Amy if she wants to go ahead and just explain from your end that it was weird, but
Yeah. So I mean, it was. And, um, but the thing is, at the same time, I never corrected it. Right.
right.
So, I thought that that was maybe like a coping mechanism or something, uh, for Dani looking to a person as mom.
Yeah.
Ultimately, and what she was saying that I wanted her to call me that is absolutely disgusting. I would never want that. So I know a lot of people are probably like, why'd you let it continue? All that. I mean, you know, I don't know. I just know,
Hindsight, right? I
yeah.
mean,
And going back and looking now, I'm like, yeah, I
but
probably should have said something, but I thought, I don't know. I thought that I was
and
helping her in a way.
yeah, and
Yeah.
one thing I do want to correct, I was using the word fetish yesterday, and as I look at through these screenshots, I don't really see any kind of sexual connotation or anything like that. To be
Yeah.
honest, so let me correct that, and because Amy made a point that she never got like weird in that way that Amy, she was well aware that Amy's husband is aware, of this situation. And Amy did make her family a priority. You'll see a lot of
Hmm.
these messages where Amy's at the movies and Amy's with her family, and you'll see anyway. So this first one is, can she get a TV? Amy's saying, I mean, you paid rent, so why not? I haven't paid rent yet. Um, Calling her mom. Amy's saying, as long as you have the rent money. This is kind of important. I was going to say you, I think that meant are my mom, but I'm not. No one needs to know that, mom. I said, who is my favorite mod? And they said, Amy. Um, are you taking my accounts away? I believe multiple times, and Amy, you jump in and correct me if I'm wrong, but multiple times, Dani was asking Amy to put a clamp on her internet or TikTok use,
Hmm.
um, trying to stay disciplined about it, take your accounts away. Um,
Yeah.
Amy says, if you're 100% sure, then yes, I will. You're the mom. Testing you, mom. My attitude sucks. Fix it. I'm going to push you to be strict. Help me, please. I mean,
Yeah.
the manic, help me, please. I'm begging you, mom, please help me. I need you. Like, what do you need me to do?
Yeah. That's around the time that I told her that, I can't uh, be there for you 24/7 like you need me to be. And I know that that statement really hurt her because she would always bring up and say, well, I know that you can't be there for me 24/7. Well, I mean, it's the truth. So
Right,
I can't.
right.
I tried to be there, but I think that she is needing way more out of a person than I could ever provide, or maybe anyone at that.
Yeah. Amy, do you know who she meant in this text? They treat me like I'm their kid. I don't know who she was talking to.
Actually, I don't know.
Okay, that's fine. Um, this is a little weird. Do you feel in your heart that you feel like I'm your kid? Yes or no? Be honest. I feel that with you, not them. I don't want them to be, maybe her other mods
Could be,
or other friends. I don't know.
hmm
Um, I don't know what the green is. Mom, I need you. Where are you? I'm here. Can I have my name back? Why? I'm asking. There, she gives her the password. Here's the tattoo. I know people are interested in this, but um, Amy tells her it looks good. Dani, do you really like it? Don't lie, mom. That's you, mom. You know that. I'm your cub. She meant cub. And that's where all the cube jokes have have surfaced. But I believe Dani was insinuating on live that she got it for someone special. Um, just some really childish, I'm in trouble. She was on live. I snuck so you wouldn't catch me. I'm like, my mom just came in and I'm screwed. I'm like, I'm grounded. This was the portrait. What do you think? Amy says, I like the second one. She says, that's me and you, mom. Okay, so I think this was about accounts as well. Are you keeping one? No, I changed the password, sent it to you. Again, asking Amy to safeguard her accounts, asking for her to be more strict on what everything. Okay, start your laundry. You're being sarcastic, right? You're bad, mom. Just your kid is about to explode. Talking about bedtime. Call it, mom. I wish you could be on the phone with me and my therapist. You don't have to if I don't want to. I know why you put me to bed so early, because you don't want me to stay up and get involved. You protect me. Just more about trying to keep her in check with her TikTok live streaming. This was about the tattoo. I've already shown this one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you just can see. In particular, though, just to dispute Dani's claim that, Amy was a snake and a bad mod, that she's talking about her other mods here. I'd rather just talk to you than the group, if that makes sense. I'll talk here and there. I just want to work on my new chapter with you. I don't want to hurt anyone with stress. I hope you understand. I have to leave. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't, Mom. It's getting bad and I can't do it. My mental health is very bad. Just That's the last one. And again, those were solely just to show this interaction that Amy marginally played along, and she already explained why. Here. Okay, let me see what the next category is. This is briefly, and I don't, if we have some questions, I'm not going to answer questions about Angela. I just am showing this because Dani brought it up, and Angela was in my chat, said it's all false, and that's fine. That's their business. But Amy did not make it up. This was about Angela. This was about Angela. And Amy was just being supportive about it. And that's all there is to it. I'm just showing you that Amy did not make up that rumor. And that leads me to the next category of Amy's asking her how the whole Brownie friendship is going. Dani answers down here, it's good. And I'm showing that to show you that they indeed were planning. And what I'm about to show you are screenshots that Dani sent to Amy of her conversations with Brownie. Okay, that you already saw. Let me have them. So this just shows the planning behind the scenes. I'm going to go live in a few days after yours, and people will be coming in talking about your comeback. I'm going to point out all the good changes I've seen. Dani's grateful. And I'm in no way bashing Brownie for this. I just have not heard Dani be honest that she's had these conversations. But they had some genuine conversations. And that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to show you this, and I believe I did already show this, but I showed a version where Amy had drafted a response but hadn't sent it. So here she went back and did a screenshot, and this actually captured the date of May 16th. And this is after I made a video about Dani's suspect sober journey and essentially called her out for copying Amy. This is what Dani says that Amy didn't walk away, that essentially she kicked her out, which Amy has already explained it's not true. She walked away quietly. She didn't say a damn word. And then this is what Dani texts Amy after the May 15th, the next day after the sober journey. And it doesn't sound like that Amy was a snake. So I wanted to show the most recent version. And that's it. That's all the screenshots that we have pertaining to those issues. So I'm going to turn the comments back on.
Can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
Oh, okay. My AirPods were messed up.
It was a weird friendship. You saw Amy's end of it. There are two sides. And nothing is altered. Amy could sit here and scroll everything on her phone. It's just nothing is altered. I'm sorry that you need therapy. I don't know who Brat is. And again, if Dani has issues, I would never make fun of, even though it's weird as hell. And it's weird. It's just the fact that she has the nerve to say that's what Amy wanted. And thanks for pointing that out. All while her will have her first year of doing her sober. She could have said that. She said that she could have. She acknowledges that she didn't stop it.
Can y'all hear me again?
I can hear you again.
Oh, okay. Weird.
I think one of the
guess it's
biggest
like-
questions, and you did acknowledge this, is why didn't you put an end to her calling you mom? I think no, Amy left way before the cancer scam. Amy's having problems with her pods. Amy's 37, Dani's 32. I'm do mods, do you see spread? I'm looking, but you got it? Okay, Kiki got it. Okay. Okay. Just there was a lot of questions. Why didn't you put a stop to her calling you mom thing? And you did.
That's a valid question.
Mm-hmm.
And I should have, absolutely. But like I said, I thought that was a coping mechanism or something for Dani. I don't know.
Yeah,
looking up to someone, I guess, in that way. But going back and looking at it now, it was odd.
Yeah, of course.
So.
You used a word earlier, coping mechanism. That's probably a very good word. And I'm seeing people say, like, she has this mama wolf figure. Yeah, listen, it's okay that Dani's folks are here supporting her. It's fine. Dani herself, it's fine. Taylor, you think that really? I think personally, I think that Dani started with a crush on Amy, although she never flirted with her. And as soon as she can get her she would call her favorite. But interesting. Well, I guess I made that comment that as Amy shared all of the messages, nothing appeared to me overtly sexual. And maybe I'm naive about that because I don't know Dani's Mama Wolf history.
Yeah. And the messages that I've got and stuff just confirms that is kind of a trend or cycle, I guess.
Amy, at the beginning, I said, I think she had a crush on you, but did she ever actually flirt, or was it just you're my favorite? Like, would you say that she flirted with you before she adopted the mom-daughter thing. I don't know. You're still in here, Patrick. I'm not blocking people with differing opinions. Didn't they want to sign DAs? I think she's having. Okay, well, you're here now, Patrick. Tater's good. He's sleeping. I don't know. I do, all of the dramatic behavior, take the addiction issues. I do think that there's trauma. There's trauma from their childhoods. Although, I look at it, strictly from they were never told no, and they expect. Yeah, Amy, try to drop and come back in.
Okay.
They expect things from other people, from the government, all of that. But like, who am I to say they don't have abandonment issues or anything? The cancer thing, there is a screenshot. She sent a screenshot. Dani did send a screenshot to Amy of how much she sent to Jesse. And briefly, Dani committed to battling for a friend of hers, Jesse, who was in cancer treatment or about to go have cancer treatment. And she battled, and I believe, and don't quote me, but I believe she made somewhere around $700. It turns out the friend really didn't have a cancer diagnosis, and Dani sent her like $76 or $67. It just precancerous. There was no transparency at all on that, and there should have been. Yeah, the cancer thing to me, and then, well, to disappear, no transparency, and then to come back with the, I don't know anyone, any explanations, and her supporters just, did she get the tattoo after the cancer thing? I'm a little bit cloudy on the timeline. Okay, then, I mean, that sort of for itself, doesn't it? I was just talking about the cancer.
Oh. Well, were they saying the tattoo was before the cancer or after?
After.
Yeah. Oh, wait. I don't know. I have to look at dates because I walked away before the cancer deal.
Yeah, but Amy didn't. The cancer thing, or I'm sorry, May 16th was
That was the day after my year sober, and that's whenever.
Right. But what was the last message that you had before those? Like, how long had you not talked to her? I can't answer questions about other mommies or that. I'm seeing people that know the twins better than I do.
Is my audio still not working?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh.
Maybe it's your AirPod.
Oh, the fixing of the tattoo came after that.
Yeah, Amy.
She fixed the tattoo after that.
Okay. Was it a couple of months that you didn't speak to her? You said that you walked away. She called you a couple times. You never answered, and she stopped bugging you, right? I'm sorry. I don't think that she is pausing intentionally. I think it's her AirPods. I asked her to look at when the last messaging was. I believe it was March, but I don't know that for sure.
I don't continue to get messages. She messaged me after the 15th, on the 16th, saying those last messages, and I did not respond.
What and before that, when was the last time approximately that Dani, like, when did she finally stop contacting you?
March 7th.
March 7th, folks.
Audio is see, I don't know.
Well,
yeah.
If you listen, people are recording. They're going to post it. If you missed what Amy has to say, or what she had to say, you can watch it. You can have your opinion. Again, it was it was a very specific purpose of addressing the things that Dani said. Now, she didn't say a whole lot, but she addressed what Dani claimed. Yeah, I don't think she realizes she's pausing.
Hello?
Yeah.
Oh.
You keep
don't know.
pausing. I don't know if it's intentional.
I know
or not.
it's storming here and stuff, so I don't know if it's my Wi-Fi or what.
Yeah. Well, yeah, she realizes that you can't hear. I don't know that we really have anything else, honestly, to say. Oh, Amy, I did ask you. Did Dani, before the mom thing, do you feel, was she like straight out, overtly flirting with you at all?
No, not really. There was just that one time about the spanking, the little emoji that you showed.
Yeah.
But other than that, no.
I think she was calling you mom by that point, but
Yeah.
the point of this was just honestly to dispute what Dani said about Amy, and that's it. That's it. That's all. To express to express Amy's feeling about being offended that Dani had the nerve to claim she had a 1 year anniversary on the same date as Dani. And it might not be a big deal to some of you. It is a big deal to Amy. And she was offended by it. And then Dani started shooting her mouth off. And that's it. And she said some false things. And
I just want those cleared up.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. People say, come with receipts. We brought the receipts.
Yes.
We didn't. This was not to, like I said, trust me, Amy has a hell of a lot more information. She walked away and she didn't say anything. Dani's whole story that she was a snake and she set her up and she knew, no, she didn't say a word until Dani pulled this little stunt with her.
And I wouldn't have said anything at all.
Right. Listen, people can say that they were, you have to understand. A few of our friends got really angry at her for being a mod. She's a grown adult. She wasn't doing anything wrong. And I mean, if we're going to sit here and morally judge somebody that you knew Dani wasn't doing, Dani was in the period of where she was portraying herself as changing and becoming a better person. That's all. That's all.
And if people want to look into it further than that, that's on them. Like I said, everyone has their own opinions and stuff, but I just wanted to clear up the false things that were being said about me.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, everyone. I do appreciate you listening. I appreciate the folks that have differing opinions. You're never going to catch me or my mods blocking people for different opinions if you're respectful. So
yeah,
I do appreciate you joining. I heard maybe Jessica's going to break it down later, and I'm sure it'll be on YouTube. Oh, did she ever ask? That is an excellent question. Did she ever ask you for money?
No. And I never sent any money.
Amy mods for me. That's it.
Nope, there was no money involved at all.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to I'm going to end it here. If Gabby's on, I'll come back on Fearless 7 and stream her for a little bit. So thank you, everyone. Stop it, Rose. I appreciate you all. Thank you for spending part of your Memorial Day with us.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Amy.
You're welcome.